as they watched the latest war in Palestine and Israel unfold. Many young people in Britain became energised on social media and on the streets in a new wave of protest for Palestine. But when some children expressed those views in schools, they found themselves subject to disciplinary action. And questions are now being asked about whether schools have been unfair in undermining young people's rights to protest or too harsh in enforcing school rules. In Leicester, 15-year-olds Aisha and Mahia were inspired to take part in a playground protest during their lunch break. They and 14 other students ended up being suspended.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free!
It was a peaceful protest. We did print out some posters, stuck them around the school, which they kept taking down. We also were screaming Free Palestine and held up flags and the posters.
The school say they were punished for breaking COVID regulations and not for the protest. The suspended students dispute that. They acknowledge they were carrying on their protest after the lunch break, but believe the way they were dealt with was unfair and disproportionate, with police officers appearing on the scene and teachers making inappropriate comments.
It was around the end of lunchtime, and we did refuse to go back to our French lesson. They was just trying to tell us it's over now, just go to your lesson, and we kept refusing.
Look what's happening.
Police got called to our school, but they just stood there. A member of staff turned around and said that this is why people don't like Muslims, because this is what they do.
A teacher said to you, this is why people don't like Muslims?
Yeah.
Yep.
What was your reaction to that?
I mean, I don't think I processed it because I was just like, what? You know, a bit shocked and, you know, kind of, why are you getting my religion involved in this? It's got nothing to do with that. It's to do with kids being killed.
In a statement, the school told us they do not recognise the version of events presented and that the students ignored COVID safety and had been disruptive to learning, adding they'd discussed ideas about the situation in Palestine in a positive manner. But this isn't just about one school playground. Concerns are being raised about how children who express political opinions in support of Palestine are being treated in schools across England.
After violence escalated in Palestine, we received over 140 cases. A lot of the parents have been concerned about how their schools have been responding to that. They feel that the school maybe have been heavy-handed.
In Leeds, this is what one head teacher said about pupils displaying the Palestinian flag.
Because for other people, that flag is seen as a call to arms.
He later apologised. The Community Security Trust, a Jewish group which monitors anti-Semitism, say Jewish school children are being intimidated by anti-Israel protest. They say such cases rise when the conflict in Palestine and Israel is escalating. None of the children in this film are accused of anti-Semitism. The Secretary of State for Education wrote to head teachers claiming there had been a concerning increase in anti-Semitism in schools, telling them not to be politically biased or one-sided, insisting they must not work with organisations that publicly reject Israel's right to exist, and advising schools to use anti-extremism programmes to tackle the topic. Dr. Robert Forwalker has been monitoring the government's Prevent programme. He's concerned Muslim children are being unfairly targeted.
There has been an increase in Prevent activity, and children have been referred, many children have been referred for pro-Palestinian activism, mostly Muslim children. What very often happens is that the children will be spoken to by the police. There are countless instances of children being interviewed by the police without their parents present. You can't really think of a more terrifying way of interacting with the state for a child.
The Department for Education declined to be interviewed. They told us lawful non-violent protest and legitimate political views should not be reasons for referral to the Prevent programme. Some families we spoke to where children have recently faced such action are too scared to go on camera about their experiences.
Today we make a change!
And many young people are complaining that showing solidarity with Palestinians is being treated differently than other school protests, like that on climate change. One 17-year-old organised a Wear Red for Palestine fundraising day across 30 schools in East London.
Some schools are telling them that if they decide to come into school wearing red, then they're going to be suspended, they can't come in, any form of showing signs of protest. I was scared that in case the police did get involved, since it was too political.
Why was it important to protest in school? You could have been protesting outside of school.
Things like wearing Palestinian bracelets, wristbands, badges, stickers, I feel like we should be allowed to do that because it's not disrupting our learning, but it's just showing that we stand in solidarity, and it just shows that, you know, this is important to us. It's not just a trend.
In the age of rapid-fire social media, schools are finding it a challenge to respond to an ever more politicised generation of children.